I never even looked this up before, I just saw it, but it's not quite the one I want, so I'm just going to look a little bit further after this, but founded in 1998. Yes, isn't that George Bush Senior, when he's been talking about One World Order and profiles? Yes, look, there's their sisters. The lot, you know, the profiles. That's also who they own. Look, YouTube and Facebook. They're the same people. Oh dearie me, but anyway, profiles. A short article giving a description of a person or an organisation, so they're part of the organisation. Yeah. There you go. I think that's the same information with the same profiles. Yes, quite interesting that, isn't it? We didn't even know what was happening. On Abandoned History, they were talking about this place today. What the programme today was saying was that Belgium was this buffer point between Germany coming and France. So they didn't want to be a part of that, but to keep everybody out, they made these guns, which we'll look at a little bit more in detail in a minute. But they said that they had been built brilliantly. I think, I can't quite, there you go, 1888 to 1884, and they had used concrete. But they weren't expecting the German gun, and because it kept pounding it, it destroyed it. Anyway, we'll look at a few pictures now. In a way, it's quite incredible that it's in this, I think this is it, well, in fact, there was 9 of these they built to face the Germans. I mean, they must have built them super duper quick. They said they got these ready because the First World War was coming. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But they got these 9. There's 9 of them in a sort of semicircle in Belgium. I mean, to me they look a bit like they're in bits of Starfort, to be honest. So here it is. Hopefully that writing is big enough for you to read. In fact, what it's saying is that the Russians were coming, but the Germans decided to sneak in there and do what they had to do. But this is quite incredible because this wall is lower, and they're saying they ricocheted guns so that they could ricochet round the corners and kill you wherever you were in this triangle. Yeah, but they still got destroyed. But anyway, let's look at a few more pictures of it. It's saying here it opened in 1881. Quite well advanced then, but then star forts and things, they haven't told us the truth about what they are and the whole thing. So, yeah. Anyway, you can go and see this one. These soldiers are put there coming out of the ground because not only is it a war memorial or a place you can go and visit, but also people died there and their bodies, they say, are still under the ground. But it's this I wanted to look at. I don't think it was used very much. It happened supposedly in the First World War then, isn't it really? So those guns were quite amazing. Or was it the Second World War? I can't remember now. I think it was the First World War, get it right. Yeah, look, 14 to 18, whoops. And, yeah, it got destroyed. But you see, when you see this, it looks more star fort-like, like that is a part of a star fort, but this managed to get destroyed. But look, this is the triangle bit around it. Because, you know, there is a little bit of, I suppose, bullets, whatever, but considering all the bit they showed today didn't really show that this place was pounded with bullets to kill the people who'd come in. But I suppose that's why the Germans used a gun. But what it was is they put the concrete in, and they said that they had not put reinforcement in the concrete like they would today, metal rods and that, so that when it got pounded with this gun, it just, and I think they blew it up, and don't forget there's lots of ammunition and things down there, and it just, well, anyway, quite destroyed. But these are to represent the soldiers who lost their lives there. Again, to me, when you actually look at the building.
I'm on the outskirts of Liège. I'm visiting one of the 12 forts from the beginning of World War I. Now, this fort has a significance in two things. First of all, a secret weapon that was developed by the Germans and used on this place, and a material that proved to be a design fault at that time this fort was built. The Germans were using something called the Schlieffen plan, which is they wanted to attack France through Belgium and then hopefully surround it, and France would actually theoretically surrender. Now normally fortifications previous to this one were built out of masonry, brick and cement really, but the Belgians were experimenting with a new type of product. They thought that it would probably be easier to build and would take not as long as a bricks and mortar would. And the new material was called concrete. Now the problem is concrete was very new to the Belgians, and no doubt to the world probably, and the way they've mixed it and where they used it. This is one of Germany's new siege guns, 420mm caliber, which is twice as big as the Belgians had. It's called Big Bertha, and its range was 9,300 metres or 30,500 feet. You imagine a series of these firing down. If you're in this fort here, it's firing down constantly.
At the beginning, he talks about it being a secret weapon. I suppose you can see that it has been, there's gun marks on it, and this is one of the guns that's left. It's quite incredible. I'm looking at all this, and I think, well, anyway, I think this video will unfold. I think they're all star forts, and they've been remodelled. Star forts that have been remodelled have been added to in the 1800s and then turned into these things, but they started off as star forts, and this is what this video is going to unfold. Thank you very much to that gentleman who made this video. Obviously yeah, it's on YouTube. It's if you just look up Fort de Loinsin. Very interesting indeed. This is what's left.
On this area, between the 12th and 15th of August, a shell, a 420mm shell, hit that central massive where the concrete is. It didn't pour any lighting out to carry on pouring, so it all poured as one fixed amount of concrete. So in the morning when they come again to lay the rest of the concrete, then there was obviously a fault in it. So there was obviously a joint between the bottom concrete and the top concrete, and every many layers they poured. Secondly, and I think most importantly, they didn't understand about reinforced bar. They didn't put any reinforced bar in here. So as these howitzers, these shells were hitting it, we're just taking layers and layers off it, and eventually it got down. It was that thin, it just penetrated the actual concrete and blew the magazine up below it. And more likely, thirdly, is they may, as far as I would say, not understood about how you get sand cement chippings together by vibrating or tampering it. tamping it down. In other words, to get the bubbles out. Now in later fortifications, Second World War, just before, like for instance Fort Ibn Emil, that would have been a much tougher fort to destroy, because it had probably been poured at the correct time with no doubt in one pour, and most importantly it had reinforced bar running straight through it.
So the picture on the right is the gun on the left, or what is left of this gun. Yeah, it's not much, is it? But they spent all this time and effort on building the place. I just cannot believe that they got the concrete wrong. No, I don't believe that.
The German shell was twice as big as their own, and this fort was never designed to cope with such a big shell. Only the size of the shell the Belgians had, which was 21 centimetres or 210 millimetres. This is one of the Gusenwerk Krupp rotating rising turrets, 21 centimetre guns, which you can see one there, slight protruding out. I'd raised about 30,000 feet, I think it were, roughly the same distance as the Berthas.
So when you go to Belgium and look up, there are quite a few star forts in Belgium, but it's more difficult to find the gun forts, even though they were star forts. So let's carry on. I think I managed to do it, bar one. But I went to Google, couldn't find it there, and I had to do it through videos. But there's some of them. And then here are those ones. There you go. So this one, this one, this one. So all on with arrows we've done. The only one I didn't find one was that. But if all these are some kind of star forts, then or come from something like that, or definitely technology before that, then I'm pretty sure that this one would be the same. Anyway, let's carry on with the video. So yeah, so it took me quite a while to do it, because look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's quite a few of them, isn't there? So there is one of them. See, and I just reckoned that they're all star forts. There you go. When you start looking up some of the old pictures, you start finding them. So I went that way first of all, and trying to put in Belgium star forts, but it wouldn't give me them. But these are some of the star forts in Belgium. Look at that, Nama Woolan, Belgium. Oh, quite a lot of star forts there, wasn't there? More of them. These are Belgium. So what I had to do, as I said, was I had to find videos with them on, because it's the only way to kind of show them then. Bit ridiculous really, but that's what I think's happened. They've hijacked them and changed them into, oh, it was built in 1888, but it wasn't. They were all built in probably the 1600s, whenever, because most of history is a lie, whenever they built them, and so they were far more advanced back then. We've done a backward turn on everything. So again, a picture of those forts, and there is La Forte de Flaron. So again, see the lines in it? That is going to be a star fort, isn't it? Excuse my pronunciation on everything. So this is this fort, and we're just going to go through a few of them. And when you see that it's in one of these triangle things, so it was obviously built at about the same time. Whatever they were, then they got turned into gun forts, or maybe that's what they were. Leaves and things, which they haven't shown you the rest. But this is the next one now. Fort Van Leer. That's definitely a star fort, that one. And those buildings look older, don't they? They look 1600s. And then when you just pan out, there you go. Star fort. Very interesting. Thank you very much for that person who made that video. Just trying to connect all these forts. They're star forts. See, that one says 1888. And this is Fort Man. Now his channel is full of them. That's Cam eating again, if you can hear him. So he has a whole channel full of forts. So very interesting if you want to go and see those. Look at that. Those things down there, they're a different era and there's different concretes and things. This looks different to this. See, that looks older. Probably part of the Star Fort. The original Star Fort. Yeah, it says it's built in 1886. He's making so much noise. Anyway, there's that person's channel. Look at that, video after video of forts. And then this one's Lantin. Oh yes, Fort Man still, sorry. They all look the same, see. So this fort here, Emberg, that is now turned into an activity centre where these people are playing war games. But look at the tunnels, they look a bit like the ones in Devon. You know, where... Oh God, I can't remember his channel now. I quite like him, but there he's going down those steps and he went down and down and down. Cam, shut up! Noisy cat. But anyway, look, see, it's just... It almost could look like a pneumatic train place, doesn't it? The tunnels are about the right size, but they're star forts. This is underneath. It's like a tube station, doesn't it, in a way? As well. But anyway, anything with these corridors and arches. And then this one is another one built in 1888 that has water around it. And this one, oh, we've moved the thing, hang on a second. So obviously these children can go climbing in the fort and on the outside of the fort, but these things are inside. And Star Fort again, or part of one, or what's left of one. But anyway, 1883. But there you go, look at that. There you go, ta-da!
Fort de Pointis was one of the 12 forts that was built around Liège in Belgium in the late 19th century, this one constructed between 1881 and 84. It was built according to the plans of General Henri Brialmont. Him we will hear a lot more about since he had a lot to do with fortress construction in that era. Now this fort for the first time was built exclusively of unreinforced concrete, at that time a new material rather than masonry. During both World War I and World War II, the fort was heavily bombarded by German artillery and saw extensive action. The fort was built as an irregular trapezoid. A 6 by 8 meter ditch or moat encircled the fort within. The principal armament was concentrated in the central massif.
So, in this video, and obviously the first person's video to the last video, basically they're all on star forts. So, looking at this newspaper report, there's those ones there, and there's another bunch down there, so there's even more of them. Oh, history is quite exciting when you do find. But anyway, they do mention the Fort de Flamal. I had to find it on a video, but I struggled when looking at the computer. And that one there is the Citadel at Liège. So that's what they call the one the guy's talking about at the beginning. That's that one, and it's the Citadel. There's another one. Don't know if that's on the list. Some of these aren't on the list, but anyway, that's to show you what it was like inside. I mean, if they could do all this in the 1800s, even this part. Yeah. Inside the things, which in the first video I think you can see is blown up because it's some kind of container with them in it. Now that picture looks old, but they're building with wood. There was nothing wood in there, was there? Lots of wood in that, but anyway, just more pictures of the fort. But they always come back to Star Fort. See? There's an old picture of that one. There's another one, and that was built in 1695, so there you go. You can't ever tell the truth, can they? So anyway, that was very interesting to realise that they're all star forts that have been turned into those gun batteries which were destroyed in the First World War, but that was the end of Tartaria. So that kind of explains things to you a little bit. Even look, Antwerp, that is a star fort. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this video. Look at that. So, what can you say really? They just lie all the time, don't they?